Former tribal people, what's the craziest thing you witnessed back at home? When I was 13, my Uncle Tavi sat me down by the fire and told me about the sky beast. Said it lived deep in the mountains where our village used to be, way up in the cliffs of Papua. Only came out during the red moon and left scorched trees behind. All the elders nodded along. My cousins were terrified. I thought it was just another scary story to keep us from wandering off at night. I moved to Port Moresby when I was 16, finished school, got a job as a park ranger, forgot all about the sky beast until last summer when this research team asked me to guide them back to the mountains. I hadn't been home in 12 years. Figured why not? The money was good and I missed the jungle. The hike took 4 days. By day 3, something felt wrong. The jungle was too quiet. No birds, no monkeys. Even the insects seemed gone. Then about 2 kilometers from where the old village stood, we found the trees. They weren't burnt on the outside. They were split open from the inside, blackened like someone had cooked them from the core. The bark was peeling backwards. The wood looked like charcoal. The lead researcher, this guy named Dr. Hamilton, took samples and said it was probably lightning strikes. Weird pattern though. His assistant agreed. I didn't say anything, but I knew what lightning damage looked like. This wasn't it. That night I couldn't sleep. Around 2 a.m. I stepped outside my tent to pee and saw something move across the moon. Massive, silent. And there was this faint glow underneath it, like dim headlights. It flew toward the old plateau, the one we weren't allowed to climb as kids. The elders said it belonged to the spirits. I didn't tell the research team. They'd already made fun of our tribal beliefs twice that day, called them superstitions, laughed about the sky beast story when I mentioned it casually. So at dawn, while everyone was still asleep, I grabbed my gear and climbed the plateau myself. It took me an hour. My hands were bleeding by the time I reached the top, and what I saw almost made me fall backwards off the cliff. There was a creature up there, massive, easily the size of a small house, but it wasn't alive. It was metal, covered in rust and vines, but definitely metal. It had wings, or what used to be wings, and scales that looked like armor plating. The eyes were huge, circular glass things, cracked, but still reflecting light. It looked like some kind of aircraft, but not like any plane I'd ever seen. I got closer. The metal had symbols on it. Not English, not any language I recognized. There were panels on the side with buttons and screens. Some of them were still blinking, red and green lights flashing in patterns. How was this thing still running after all these years? Then I remembered something. My great-uncle Manu died when I was 9. He used to draw these weird symbols in the dirt. My parents told him to stop scaring me, but I remembered those symbols, and they matched exactly what was on these metal panels. I took photos with my phone, walked around the whole thing. Underneath, there was a core or engine of some kind. It was cracked open and leaking this thick black fluid. The ground around it was dead, nothing growing, just gray soil. The sky beast wasn't a myth. It was a military aircraft, probably crashed here decades ago, maybe during World War II or some Cold War experiment, and whatever fuel or reactor it ran on was still active, still leaking radiation or chemicals that killed the trees from the inside out. I climbed back down and told the team I'd found something. Dr. Hamilton followed me up with his equipment. When he saw it, his face went completely white. He made calls on his satellite phone for 2 hours straight. By evening, there were government people flying in by helicopter. They closed off the whole area, put up fences, told the nearby villages it was an environmental hazard zone, offered to relocate anyone living within 10 kilometers. Most people left. A few elders refused, said they'd lived there 70 years and weren't scared of metal birds. The craziest part? When I showed my mom the photos, she pulled out my great-uncle's old journal. He'd drawn the same symbols, same wing shape. He'd seen it too, probably as a kid. Drawn it over and over. Everyone thought he was crazy. I filed the report under my ranger credentials. They paid me extra for the discovery, but I never told anyone how I knew exactly where to look.